Morning, guys. Morning. Hold the door open for this gentleman. There we go. Say, Jen. So, not the best day yesterday, I'm going to be honest with you. It's a visa run, which took up half the day. I was waiting for quite a long time. Then I wasn't feeling too well. I think because I cycled there, and it's all the way in the north of Shanghai. I should have taken a Didi, and I cycled there, and I probably got a bit too much sun yesterday on my pale skin. Anyway, felt a bit under the weather last night. Had to cancel my boxing, which I hate doing because I don't feel too well right now. Shouldn't really be outside, but I wanted to get some vitamin D. And I woke up this morning and I've pulled something here. I don't know what I've done, but I think I got a trapped nerve here. I've had this probably 3 or 4 times in my life. I've usually had it in my neck. Yeah, I've got a trapped nerve. And yeah, it's very painful, but the only way you can really unlodge it is you got to keep moving and stretching slowly. So I could just keep my neck there right now. The annoying thing is I've got to film the podcast and 3 episodes today, so I've got to sit for long periods, 30 minutes at a time. But yeah, I thought I'd just get up early, get to the gym, do my cardio, go back, do some work, and then film the podcast. There you go, little cat. So that's the plan, or I'm in a lot of pain. Yeah, I had an early night last night because I just didn't feel too well. It does happen once in a while. We'll, feel a bit under the weather, don't feel too well. But this one in particular, I don't know, I just didn't feel the greatest. But no complaining, all right? You just get on up, get on with it. Oh, gonna get that green light. Gotta run. Run. Anyway, so yeah, trapped nerve. When you got a trapped nerve, I think it's because I slept funny. If you sleep maybe not straight, or I might have slept like that and it's just lodged itself. But I'm gonna stretch a bit this morning, do my cardio, and had an interesting discussion with one of my interns again. He said, I got these funny intern stories. So, like I said, I've probably had, this year, 20 interns over the last year, 18 months. And most have been awful. I'm not complaining that they just don't have that work hard ethic. I'm not complaining. It's just facts of what's happened, because I'm very good with interns. I sit them down, I train them, I nurture them. But this particular intern yesterday said, sorry, I've been busy. I've been working on my brother's business. So you should never say that to your boss or your manager. You should never say, oh, I've been busy because I've been doing this. That's not an excuse, because what that means is, okay, you've had time for other people, but you haven't had time for me and my business. So I don't know what's happening with the youth. I really want things to change. The issue is each generation is getting lazier and everything's easier to get. So I say easier to get, they're not as aspirational. And it's the bit I don't understand is some of these interns, they're really good universities. UCLA and UCL are really good Ivy League, Russell Group universities, they just don't have that, yeah, I want to work hard. I don't know what it is. I have that kind of work hard and play hard kind of attitude. But yeah, I thought that was quite a funny one that I've heard. I've been busy because I've been working on my brother's business. Yeah, so essentially saying, I haven't done the work because you're not important and this other thing is more important than you. I was like, all right, thank you very much. Appreciate that. But yeah, I've heard some pretty funny excuses. I always get the funny excuses. First thing, I don't get angry at these things. Like when people say like when he said this yesterday, I just said to him, okay, that's okay. Obviously the internship should be your priority. It's only a few hours a day. It's a bit, with these interns, I don't get them for, I don't get them 9 to 5. I'm getting them 3 or 4 hours a day. It comes down to time management. Are you able to manage your time? And just means working later sometimes. People don't want to work late. I also said this to my intern yesterday. Like, look at your day. Time managed. Look at where the wastage is in the day. There must be an hour here or there that you're on your phone or on your YouTube or wherever, TikTok or whatever you're using, and you must be wasting some time somewhere. He's like, yeah, probably. I was like, well, why didn't you spend that hour working on the internship? Oh yeah. So young. I realised how, not to be arrogant, but how far ahead I was when I was 22, 23 as far as 谢谢. Got the rubbish guys. There you go. How far ahead I was as far as work ethic and getting the job done. It's a lost art nowadays. But there's no point trying to understand why people do it. Everybody's different. That's the thing. Some people can be very good in an interview. I was never actually a great interviewee, I would say. I would always get nervous. It was the only thing that I'd get nervous at is having an interview. This was back when in my early 20s. Now, if I was to have an interview, I'd probably ace it. In my early 20s, I used to get very nervous. Almost like doing an exam, high school exam. I used to get quite nervous then. Because it mattered, right? You felt like it mattered. And on the grand scheme of things, it didn't really matter because with most interviews, they know whether they're going to employ you within the first 5-10 seconds based on your looks. Then they'll have a look at all your other qualifications. I once actually lost a job, an interview. This was in London years ago. But the guy said to me, your eye contact wasn't very good. And what I realised was his eye contact wasn't good. So I was like looking at him the whole time. I was just staring him down. But he kept looking away and he thought that was my eye contact. So I didn't know he's got a little thing on his head. There you go. One of my favourite wine eyes. So we're going to do a bit of cardio this morning and then stretch this out, and then I go prepare, do a bit of work this morning. Had a client this morning say, yeah, send me the contract, which is what you always want to hear. You always want to hear people say, yeah, send me the contract, give me the money. And there's people in there, nice.早上好。
完事了。
晚上好，不是，早上好。完事儿。Oh, back in the old Jimmy Joo. There you go. There's the thumbnail. Or maybe I should do it from this angle. With the boxing. Although I'm not going to be boxing, so maybe that thumbnail doesn't make any sense. But so do a bit of cardio this morning, guys. I'm probably going to cut it off here because you don't want to see me walking on a treadmill for half an hour. That'd be a bit boring. But yeah, I'll cut it off here and then I'll resume after my little sesh. Cardio done. Now I'm going to head home. I did have a bit of a stretch as well. My neck is still a bit stiff. Yeah, I was listening to Bill Maher this morning, Bill Maher podcast, Club Random. I quite like that podcast, actually. It's quite funny. There's a comedian in the US right now. His name is Matt Friend. He's become really, really popular. And he does impressions of all different artists and whatnot. 我说话哈。我很喜欢跟中国人聊天，他们总是很友好。如果我们在英国，他们会给我皱眉。美女，快点，快！So, yeah, I was thinking about this comedian, Matt Friend. Yeah, he does impressions of all different types of celebrities, and they're quite funny actually. You should check it. I'm sure his stuff is on. It's probably in China as well. Yeah, guys, on to the day. So I've got a bit of work to do this morning. Got to have breakfast. Got to write a contract. It's where my legal days do help. Writing contracts, agreements, and then I'm gonna go a different way today. Let's try going another way for you guys. Show a little bit different scenery behind me, and my videographer, he's coming at 11, so I'll probably have a bit of a chat about the day. My videographer, he's been decent. He's been consistent, which is the most important thing. You know, we work well together, and you always want people like that in your life. You want consistency. There's always going to be ups and downs with the way work is done and stuff getting forgotten, all that kind of stuff. But ultimately, you want someone that's really behind you, consistent, is going to support you as much as you can. But still making noise. Yeah, this building here, I used to live here for a while actually. So I did a lot of my lockdowns, the old 3-day lockdowns. Yeah, it's a nice day today. It's a bit rainy last night, but it's a bit wet on the ground. Where bikes go to die. There you go, there's my thumbnail. Well, the phone me in. Maybe I could get that as a thumbnail. There we go. Billy. So, yeah, got a lot of stuff to do today, guys. So, I got a guest coming at 12, guest coming at 2, and a guest coming at 4. So I'm filming 3 podcasts in one day. It's been a while since I've done this. I usually do 2 in a day, because I usually find by the 3rd one, my brain is a little bit fried, but I'm used to it now, so it should be okay. If Rogan can do it, if Joe Rogan can do 3 or 4 in a day, and he does 3 hours at a time, then I can do 3 30-minute podcasts. Yeah, I've got some interesting guests coming on. One guy, completely fluent in Chinese. He's kind of known in China, a guy called Jim. And he's American. He's got I think he's got his own podcast and a little bit of a social media career brewing. He's very good at getting money out of people. That's what he's known for. So not in a stealing way, but he's good at pitching to investors. So that's why I want to have him on, pick his brain. I've got a CrossFit coach who's built a business here, who I thought would be very interesting to have on. Massive guy. He used to be strongest man over 40 in China. And then I've got another lady called Alicia. She's very famous in the creativity and community world. She's a good friend of mine. She's always been a good supporter of myself and the channel. So let's cross here. So this is interesting, guys. You like see all this stuff. I thought this was when I first saw it when I first came to China. It's a Ogeni Guangao. When I first came to China, I thought that was for like a celebratory thing. No, it's actually for people when they pass away. They use that stuff for to like they burn it and to commemorate the dead, the loved ones. And you see these in China, sometimes you see these kind of paper houses which they burn here with all different offerings. And it seems to be in China there's a lot more respect, generally just respect for the dead, like people that pass away. I mean, you've got Tomb Sweeping Festival Qingmingjie coming up in a few days. Now in England maybe people might go to a graveside every now and again and take care of it, but they here in China you get the whole family involved. And so yeah, lots to do today, lots to do. I'll try and make these longer guys, but my neck today is just, you can see it's a little bit like this. So quite not the best on the old neck. Try. So I do get a lot of that in China. People kind of look at me up and down, give me a little look up and down. So I always say "shuai," handsome, and they have a little chuckle. They have a little. So lots to do. Got to work hard, guys. Got to work through it. Easter's finally coming to an end. I'm not the biggest fan of Easter this time around because it's just everybody's just gone quiet, especially in the UK. People just switch off and they'll take a week off either side, so then that hampers the decision making. So I know I'm moaning, but it's frustrating when you've got just before Easter, it's like, yep, we're just about to sign a client, and then they take 2 weeks off. And this is what China does make you. China makes you a lot quicker. China speed. It makes you quicker with decisions, and this is why I think they're smashing us in the West. China's just on it, and this is why I want to be here. Alright guys, I'm gonna cut it there. Hope you have a fantastic day. Jayo. And see you tomorrow. 再见. Bye bye.